Last time we drew this fire-breathing dragon. Today we're creating the full scene, calm below, chaos above. Most fantasy scenes fail for one reason: everything screams for attention. If everything's dramatic, nothing is. So let's start drawing the calm, peaceful unicorn using really simple shapes. Here I'm drawing the spine. I'm going to extend it a little bit to do the rump and also the back of the neck. Just getting the composition right at the moment. Using another big circle, I'm drawing in the rump area and then also the hind leg. Using little circles for the joints, and then I'm just going to join them up. Remember, if I go too quickly, just hit pause and rewind and rewatch it. So these are the joints. This is the leg at the front. Again, just pressing very, very lightly in pencil. I'm gonna just do the head area. Just a very simple shape, just a circle, then add on the muzzle, which is a little oval down below. So now I'm going to add in a little bit of the landscape. So here's the riverbank, just using little wiggly lines just to show the grass. And then the riverbank, it's going to kind of be meandering diagonally across. So we're just penciling it in. We're not doing any of the detail just yet, just drawing wiggly lines for the bank. And notice that I'm using lots of horizontal lines for this landscape, and that adds a feeling of peace because I'm trying to keep the unicorn grounded. So basically with this composition, the bottom half is going to be the unicorn where it's all calm and peaceful. And then the upper third is the dragon with lots of movement and chaos. And this kind of contrast tells a really good story. So I'm switching to pen just so you can see it better on camera, but please do carry on in pencil if you like and then go over it in pen later. I'm taking it really slowly so you can follow along with me. I'm just drawing the actual outline of the unicorn. And obviously unicorns are just like horses, and horses are my favourite animal to draw. You will find a whole playlist of horses on my channel if you're interested. So we're just going over, just using these basic preparatory lines as guidance. So we put in the spine, which was very useful. So we're just going over the lines that we did before, just adding little bits of bulk for the muscles in the legs. I'm not going to draw the hooves just yet because they're going to be covered with grass. So adding in the tail, make it long and flowing. Unicorns have beautiful long tails. Adding a couple of muscles. And then we've got to do the front leg. Again, no hoof. Now for the back of the neck. We're going to be adding in the ears. Now notice the ears, the position of the ears is very important because they're facing backwards. That means that the unicorn's a little bit, it knows what's going on. It's a little bit nervous. So when horses in particular put their ears back, it means that they're startled, they're aware that there's some kind of danger close by. So this unicorn obviously knows that there's a dragon flying above, but still wants to drink at this lovely brook. So we're adding a long wispy mane. It's mainly falling on the other side, so we're just adding a couple of strands on this side. And then a few more, which you can see from underneath the neck. So just draw them in. And then obviously the most important part, the horn. Just drawing little diagonal lines to show the shape of it. And now we're doing the bank, the river bank. So using these jagged lines, doing grass, and also I'm adding in a bush right in the foreground to show that there's several planes of sight. So we've got the real foreground, we've got the middle ground, and then eventually we're going to be doing the background and the sky. So lots of vertical lines for the grass. Don't make them all go in the same direction, just add a little bit of interest. Make sure you cover up the feet because it's quite long grass. So we're covering up the horse's hooves, and then add a few more bushes in the background just to add interest. And then also the rest of the riverbank just behind the unicorn. Add some clumps of reeds and some long grass. So in a moment I'll show you how reflections double the magic. Here I'm just adding in all the shrubbery and the reeds and the long grass that's all around the river. Here I'm using lots of lines in various directions. Don't make them go in all the same direction. Now I'm adding in the reflection. So it's much darker. I'm using horizontal lines, all going in the same direction, as you can see, just around the riverbank. I'm not doing it in the middle of the water just yet. Lots and lots of lines. Doesn't matter if they cross over each other. And it's much darker near the actual bank. So here I'm using cross hatching. I'm doing lines going in the direction of the grass. So not just vertical ones now. I'm actually doing them to reflect the grass that's on the riverbank. So here you can see. And in those places it makes it much darker. So I'm just going over this just to make it even darker. Doing the same just around the unicorn here. Lots of horizontal lines. And then I'm doing simple cross hatching here, just lots of vertical going over the horizontal lines to make it darker. And then I'm doing a once over, adding some more grass and reflecting it in the river. I'm just doing the odd horizontal line. Now let's do the background just very, very lightly. And as if by magic, I've erased all the pencil lines. So I'm now blocking in the shadows of the unicorn to make it really stand out. The unicorn is going to be the focal point. So the unicorn needs to be really, really detailed, and we need to show the areas of contrast. So here I'm blocking in shadows. I'm kind of colouring it in black, so particularly underneath the tail. Trying to make it stand out from the riverbank, so I'm making it slightly darker in the areas of shadow. I'm not using so much cross hatching, I'm just colouring in. So the ears, underneath the head and the chin area. Obviously underneath the neck, there's quite a bit of shadow there, and the horn. Just adding the finishing touches to the unicorn, and then in pencil, I'm just penciling in the dragon that we learnt in the last tutorial. So if you haven't seen it, I'll provide a link to it in the description below. So do check it out. I go much slower and I do it in a lot more detail. So here I'm just penciling in the basic shapes, and then I'm going over it in pen, showing all the fire. So scale's very important here. Scale's telling the story. The dragon doesn't need too much detail, it just needs the energy. And if we fully render the dragon up here in the sky, the unicorn will lose importance. So the fire above shouldn't overpower the calm below, just adding some dramatic clouds in. And then we've got our finished mythical scene. Doesn't it look great? So in the last video, we focused on the movement with the dragon up here. And here we've balanced it with all the stillness down below. So calm and chaos can exist in the same image as long as one leads.